Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Renowned Explorers International Society, The Emperor's Challenge. There have been a few recording problems today. This episode has lost most of its voiceover because of a fire alarm in the building that continued to go off, and in the end, I just felt like the quality of the voiceover just wasn't good enough to keep. So I'm going to be recording commentary in post-production today, just for this one episode. And as you can see, we're starting off a little bit after we did in the last episode. When I loaded back into the game, that fight with the smugglers in that first node simply didn't happen. I showed up and there were no smugglers. So that was fine. And then the next two nodes I went to were very straightforward. I got a little bit of discovery, which I was just pointing at, from the one. And in the second node, there was a rogue skill check that I couldn't make because I didn't have a rogue. So that's all that you missed. Nothing too exciting. We're going to move on in a moment. You can see that I'm doing pretty well against Rivolo. We talked about this a little bit in the last episode. 23 points for us versus 6 for him. Not too shabby. All right, let's move to the next node. Nothing of interest. Well, that's kind of boring. All right, moving along. We see we have a node down there with an encounter and something interesting. So that's probably worth going to check out. And then we have a node that has a technique challenge, which could be for an engineer or a rogue. We would hope it's for an engineer for our team because we have 3 engineers. Let's see if we get lucky. Rundown treehouse. Okay. You arrive at the tree where the house is built. It looks abandoned, and the only way up is an old decaying ladder. Climbing it seems to be the only way of reaching the treehouse, but if someone falls, you might lose resolve. We have 5 resolve. It's probably worth risking it. Hattis has a decent chance, actually, of making this check. 69%. Most of that's going to be because she has a high grit score. You can see 29% from grit, and actually 35% from attack power, which is pretty good as well. So let's see if she can make it. And just barely fails. That's unfortunate. We lose a resolve. We still have 4. That's okay. We find another route. A Liana lean up against the treehouse as well, but this way seems even trickier. Phelan has a 57% chance. I'm going to risk it. We still have 5 resolve, so we're still okay. And Phelan actually makes it up into the treehouse. Perfect. And she is partially an engineer, so if there is any engineering things up here, we should be okay. Some must have been hiding here a long time ago. It's a desolate place now. Let's examine the rubble. We remove some of the rubble and notice a skeleton laying underneath. It seems to be a sailor from the Spanish fleet who had been hiding here. But what was he hiding from? He's holding something. A romantic letter addressed to his girlfriend. Some of those lines would melt even a frozen heart. The letter mentions him and the girl hiding together in this house, but one day the girl never came back from gathering food. Phelan memorizes some of the romantic lines, which could be useful in campaigns. There you go, Phelan. You'll need that later, maybe. some poor countryman that you need to do something for you. Let's look through the window. Have a clear view of the surroundings, okay? Nothing too exciting. And pick up the rug. There's a safe underneath. A danger sign is painted on the door of the safe. We have a decent chance of opening this, mostly from our engineering level. 68% chance. It's worth a try. Plus 40% for being an engineer. That's pretty good. If we fail, we're going to trigger a trap, which obviously would be bad, but... just barely succeeded. That's great. Okay. Open the safe. Inside the safe is a small box of jewelry, and one piece in particular stands out. So we get a treasure, the hidden jewel. Right? 80 renown, 1 insight, not bad. And we can get 1 discovery or 1 treasure hunt. In this case, I'm going to go with the discovery. I want to max out those tech trees as soon as possible. All right, very nice. Where to next? Oh yeah, there's an epic encounter that showed up on the map. This is the first epic encounter I've seen since I started recording, and that's really exciting. I believe that this encounter, whenever you see it in this map, is always going to be the Titan Ape, which is a really fun encounter. So let's go try to do that. As you walk through the jungle, you spot a big shadow jump away further into the woods. It looked big and intimidating. That big shadow will surely make for an epic and risky encounter. So we can choose to leave or we can take the risk. And in this case, why not take the risk? You start the hunt, and soon you find out what the shadow was. A titan ape, a magnificent and rare creature. The crew disrupts his meal, and he's not pleased about it. He quickly leaps toward Phelan to deal the first blow. Phelan's automatically going to take this hit, and the encounter is going to start. This is a rank 3-star encounter. Our first one, I believe. Alright. Now, this is our first epic encounter, and in epic encounters, generally, however you end the fight actually determines what kind of treasure you get. In this case, I believe if you make friends with the ape, he will give you like a golden banana treasure he has, whereas if you are devious or aggressive, you will capture the ape and take him home as your prize. So, it's worth replaying these encounters over and over again, and trying to solve them in each of the different ways to try to get that treasure journal filled out. I'm still missing some stuff in that. Alright, here we go. Now you notice he has 3 little monkeys next to him. You can't see one of them. It's behind his body. But there is a third one back there. And it's probably a good idea to get rid of those ads first. So I'm going to bring Hatis over and try to hit all 3 of them with her piercing shot if I can. But not quite. It's very close, but can't quite hit all of them. So instead, we're just going to go for 2. Get rid of 2 of those monkeys right at the start, which will be very, very helpful for continuing this battle. There we go. Could just barely graze both of those. That's enough to wipe them out. Now you can see we actually have an achievement right now for solving the encounter in a friendly attitude. We are not going to do that. That's too risky in this. Epic encounters are really hard and could easily go very poorly for us. So we'd be much better off to just finish this combat as soon as we can. And unfortunately, that means we're going to have to give up some titles to Rivolo, but that's the way it goes. All right, so we finished off 2 of the monkeys. We got that third one. It's hiding behind the ape there. And you can see I'm having some trouble clicking on it, actually, because it's hidden back there. This is a problem that the game has that really, honestly, doesn't come up very often. Most of the enemies are 1 tile large. It's very, very rare to have an enemy in this game that's so big that it blocks the thing behind it. But it does happen occasionally. Here you can see I was able to get to it by sliding the screen over enough that I could peer behind the ape, which is good. Alright, so there will be additional monkeys appearing in this fight if we take long enough. The goal is going to be to destroy the ape as fast as we can before he gets help, essentially. And we're just going to hit him with all of our aggressive attacks and hope that he falls before he gets assistance. Alright, bring Phelan over. Her attack is only a 1 square range, so she has to be right up in melee to hit. Fortunately, both Hatis and Yang there or Wing there, I should say, have a little bit of a longer ranged aggressive attack. Means that they won't have to tank that monkey's fist for too long. So we're going to take 1 hit there. Not too bad, actually. He was decently tanky against aggressive attacks. That's good. You can see the monkeys that are on their way now. We're, again, just going to group up on this guy. We're trying to take him out as soon as possible, and hopefully we can do it before the monkeys even get here. Good. Hatis probably next, or oh yeah, I had to scoot around so I could click on Phelan properly because again she was behind the monkey, or behind the ape, I should say. He's not a monkey. His friends are monkeys. He's an ape. Don't want to be insulting. All right, and there's a shot from Hatis. That's taking him low enough that we might be able to get him next turn. Probably 2 more turns though. He's gonna hit Wang again. All right, very nice. We're surviving all right. Here's all the monkeys coming. Let's see if we can get him this turn or not. Now, those monkeys are 1 turn away from being in range to do some damage. So I'm going to back up my characters a little bit. They can still attack the ape from there because, again, both Wang and Hatis have a 2-range attack. They can still hit him from there, but they hopefully will be out of range of these monkeys that are running toward us. And even if we can't kill the ape this turn, next turn should be no problem. There you go. So we're going to bring her over and kick him in the face. and then bring Hatis back and shoot him as well. There we go. So hopefully only one monkey can range to do anything this turn. And it's going to be this one. There you go. So he's going to use a devious attack. Fortunately, Phelan survives it. And we should be able to finish off the ape next turn with no trouble whatsoever. And there's a kick. And probably finish him off with Hatis's arrow. Very good. So there we go. Our first epic encounter. Didn't lose any resolve for it. No one went down. That's great. And we get a reward. And our reward is going to be the Titan Ape himself. The Titan is broken and defeated. You capture the ape with relative ease, now that it's unable to defend itself properly. It will be the central attraction in zoos and circuses all over the world. It's a little sad, but we're an aggressive squad, and that's the way we solve our problems. And there you go, the amazing Titan. Okay, so we can get a treasure hunt, plus 0 to 1 research from study, 2 extra study if we resolve an encounter aggressively, or an extra encounter token if we resolve an encounter aggressively. I think in this case I'm going to take the study. 2 study for resolving an encounter aggressively. We're going to be doing that a lot. And again, I want to max out those tech trees as soon as I can. They just give so many bonuses for having them done. And I already have a bunch of discovery and study from this run, so it's just going to stack up very nicely. Alright, where to next? We should be getting close to our destination now. We've got an area over there that could give us a treasure, which is very nice. Let's see what it is. Ah, what an amazing find. In the deep of the jungle, you find the elusive 100-year fruit. The low-hanging fruit takes more than 100 years to grow to this size. Surrounding the fruit is a barrel of monkeys, performing a ritual never witnessed before. You can just take the fruit to safety. A naturalist might be interested in studying the monkey's ritual. We do not have a naturalist, and our chances of getting that is very low, so I'm just going to take the fruit. I don't want to risk losing it. Great. There we go. And we can get plus 6 study or plus 3 collect, plus 3 study. And I'm going to take the 3 collect and 3 study. As much as I do want to fill those tech trees out, Hatis works off of getting a bunch of gold. So we're going to go for that. And our campfire is ready. So we're going to go camp out. All right, we've got our news story. 3 news stories, actually. Level 2 quick thinkers gain plus 5 speech and plus 2 campaign whenever they succeed on an adventure wheel. We do have a level 2 quick thinker. That's Hatis. So that's really nice. That'll just give her an immediate plus 5 speech. Not that useful because she is aggressive. But the plus 2 campaign whenever she succeeds on the adventure wheel is pretty nice. We also have our old one that we saved from last time, the tech experiment, which gives collect and study per level of engineer. Last time that was going to give us 8 collect and 8 study. This time it's doubled to 16. But we're not going to use it now either. We want to wait. We want to save this until we have maxed out all our engineers, and then that's going to be a real boon for us. And then we have our encounter and our collect card, which we're going to discard and try to draw something more exciting next time. So let's play the stories of suspense. The crew is holding a special contest. Who can talk about their hairiest escape in the most exciting way? This exercise makes everyone tell their tales more proficiently. Hatis in particular feels inspired to speak of your adventures. Excellent. So that will give her some buffs in the future. Alright, we're getting a little low in supply. Not too bad, 5 out of 11. Let's move up here. The ruins of a village. The crew is curious about the details of its history, but Hatis is cautious. We have very low chances of winning any of these, and if we lose, we get -2 supplies. So I'm just going to make observations at a distance, gain the free 1 study, and not risk losing those supplies. It's not worth it. Alright, we have 2 places we can go now with interesting things. Both of them lead to a wits challenge. Unfortunately, we don't have very many people who are good at wits challenges, but might as well try. See if we can get anything exciting. We can go over to that one, probably. Oh no, we're going to decide to go up. Okay. A group of locals. If you impress these people, they might shower you with gifts and respect. They seem they might be a little bit gullible to a roguish lie. Perfect, we have a beguiler. And Phelan is going to have a 100% chance of impressing these people. No problem for her whatsoever. And we're going to get a whole bunch of good stuff for that. Felin's charms are too much to handle for the locals. The locals all want to get close to Feilin and get an autograph on a piece of wood. We gain gifts and praise from the impressed locals. Awesome. Alright, and by moving upwards, which was probably the better choice in retrospect, we unlocked 2 new paths, one of which leads to a technique challenge, which we do have an engineer, so that might be nice, and one leads to a nature challenge. Also, Feilin just leveled up, which is good. We're going to get to take a look at her new skills. Let's see if I notice right away that she has that level available, or if we decide to go to a technique challenge first. Okay, we're going to go up to the technique challenge first. I didn't notice yet. Crew finds some materials that can be used to create some helpful gear and tools. These materials could also just be studied. You has a really good chance of getting this, and it gives us a tool, which I love. I was really eager to get that tool. Basically, this gives you a better chance at any of your wheels. Any of your spins that you normally have. It increases your percentage chance of succeeding by like 25%. It's very good. Alright, Feilin's new skills. Okay. Gets her assassination skill, which could be very nice. It's an aggressive attack. We'll definitely be using that later. And she gets an extra trinket slot her next level up. One of her skills is dancing shoes. Feilin can now use boots. That's really interesting. Boots are the easiest way to get grit. And so you can see I'm looking at my thing that tells me I need to get grit. And if the more ways we can unlock the ability for people to get grit buffs, the better. So I'm going to go ahead and take dancing shoes. Maybe that'll come in handy later for getting that title. All right. So now we can move along. We can go up to this encounter at the top, or we can go over to the nature challenge. I am running low on supplies now. Only 2 left. So I think we're probably just going to go over to the nature challenge and try to skirt around and go to our final destination so that we don't get too many debuffs while we're on this mission. Alright, there we go. Many things can be found in jungle canopies, but you can expect physical challenges, biological data, or hidden bounties. The only one of those we really have a chance of getting is the hidden bounties. Feilin is a beguiler, which is going to be essentially no help at all up in the treetops. The trees cannot be convinced of anything. Wang is a tactician, which is also unlikely to be useful up there. The only one we have a chance of is Hatice. She's a quick thinker. Maybe she can find something interesting. So we're going to send Hatice up the tree. Hatice climbs the tree for over 30 minutes, okay, and studies the jungle canopy. It's a very biodiverse place. She takes the time to document the wonderful things seen here. This will surely be useful for later studies. Okay, good, we got some study, but there was nothing else to do up there. So we're going to go over and find our final destination. In the meantime, some smugglers are celebrating a haul they just made. They're having a great time, an ideal mood for a roguish character to confiscate some of that haul. Now, this is really interesting. I've never seen this option before. It must be unique to this character because she's a dancer. Stealing? No. Join the party and dance for 4 collect and 4 campaign. And I'm intrigued. I've never seen this option before, and that's the most exciting part of this expansion, of seeing new stuff. And so I'm going to choose that. Feilin bursts onto the scene and starts dancing. The crew is afraid everything will be going south, but the only thing going down is a massive party. The smugglers enjoy Feilin's little show, and the bananas and coconut milk flow lavishly. And we got our 4 collect and our 4 campaign, and made some new friends. But we're out of supplies, so Yu loses some speech defense. Now, do we want to just go straight for the final destination, or do we want to risk one more debuff before we head there? And I think I'm going to do one more debuff before we head there, because I do have a beguiler and I do have a quick thinker, so it's very possible that this event could be something we can do. Hey, that's Tommy Gunn. What's he doing here all alone? Let's say hello. He's unpleasantly surprised. Hatice, oh darn, please go away. I'm not telling you anything of my top secret mission. Feilin can get him to tell us, though. She's a beguiler. With great charm, Feilin convinces Tommy to tell about his secret mission. Well, Amir told me my lost family is on this island, so I went looking. But till now, I only found monkeys. Poor Tommy. He doesn't quite get it. But he thinks we're nice, so he's going to give us some gold. Thank you, Tommy. After this pleasant encounter, the crew waves Tommy farewell. If he wouldn't be part of Rivelo's crew, you would probably get along with him just fine. I imagine so. Tommy's a nice guy. You're out of supplies again, and Feilin loses some speech defense. Alright, I think we're going to end now. We don't want to take too many more debuffs. So let's just finish off this encounter, give ourselves a chance to finish some of those missions over to the side, and get back to the overworld. Finally, you find it, the Waterfall Rock. The treasure hidden by the notorious pirate Captain Roche must be here somewhere. This is the goal of the expedition. Whatever happens here will end the expedition. Is the crew ready to go? Yes, we are. What a fantastic sight. No wonder that pirate Captain Roche chose this place to bury his treasure. The crew starts to look for clues and signs of treasure under the peerless guidance of Hattis. And it seems to take longer than expected. Someone might want to set up a defensive camp. Alright, well we actually do have a tactician. U is only a light rank 1, but that's enough to give us a 69% chance. I could use my tool here for a plus 25, but I'm willing to risk it. That's a pretty good chance. And he barely gets it. Looks like a bastion. U creates a camp at a strategic location with a lookout and everything. And we get some study. Nice. That's very good. 2 study and 1 collect. To find the treasure, the crew spends hours looking for Roche's marks. Alright, we're going to follow a trail of golden coins or conduct some research. In this case, I want the golden coins. So we're going to go with Hattis's choice there. Treasure. After hours of searching and digging, U's shovel finally hits a wooden chest. The crew opens it up to see the Spanish treasure in all its glory, surrounded by other precious pieces. Ah, but then we hear a deep laugh from behind. Who is that? It's the smuggler boss. I heard these rats were on my island, but I didn't think they would be so kind as to find this treasure for me. Get your paws off my booty, landlubbers. He hurls a heavy object towards you. A ticking bomb. It's going to blow and take some of the treasure with it. Hattis needs to take charge of the situation quickly. Now we have a really good chance here, 93%. But this is the last roll we're going to get on this mission, so we might as well use our tool. We probably saved it a little bit too long. But we can pop that now, get 25% chance for the free 100. And with sweaty hands, you manages to defuse the old bomb. You're able to secure some valuables before the boss comes in. Cool. 1 treasure hunt. It seems you won't go down with just an old sea mine. We'll show you what happens when you disrespect my territory. Fellas, get the treasure and crush these landlubbers. It seems we have no choice. And we're going to enter another 3-star mission. Here we go. All right, you can see that if we get this aggressively, then we will get 2 extra study tokens because of the treasure that we got earlier and the extra ability we chose. All right, so we've got a Mindbender mission in this one. Deal 50 speech damage to a single target. We'll see if we can get that one. Mr. and Mrs. Aggressive should be very easy. We plan on solving this encounter aggressively anyway. And to start with, it's always a good idea to get rid of all of the normal mobs that are nearby. And just make sure they're out of the picture, because they will do a lot of damage to you if you ignore them. So we're going to use Piercing Shot across the 2 that were nearest to us. That almost takes them out. And then we should be able to finish them off relatively easily with Wang Yu's new cone move. There we go. Unfortunately, we don't get much use out of the debuff there, but hey, that's alright. We took 2 out of the picture. And then Fei Lin can go over and finish off the last one near us with an easy kick. I'm debating trying to use Enrage, but it only has an 80% hit chance, and I'd rather just get rid of this guy so he can't do any damage to me next turn. Kick him in the face, and he goes down. Alright, excellent. And here the boss plus his 2 smuggler friends are going to run over toward us. This, like the Titan fight, eventually will have more smugglers join him if we wait for too long, so I'm going to advance a little bit aggressively. Not quite in range of his next move, but close enough that I can start attacking him next turn. I want to get rid of him as soon as possible before too many more smugglers get invited to the party. Alright, first things first. Let's get rid of that smuggler that's up there right above the boss. She's in range to do some good damage to us next turn, and I think it's a good idea to get rid of her as soon as possible. So we're going to bring Hattis over, shoot that smuggler, get rid of her in 1 shot. Excellent. And then we can just start beating up on the boss. The sooner we can get him down, the better, obviously. And now that we've got most of his friends out of the way, we can feel fairly safe expending all of our resources on him. There's 1 extra smuggler up there. He'll get in range to do some damage next turn, probably. But then we should be able to take him out pretty fast and continue beating on this boss. There we go. He's very annoyed with us. So far we've used all aggressive attacks, and that's important because we want to make sure we get that Mr. and Mrs. Aggressive bonus later on. There we go. Okay, we got attacked by that smuggler. We're going to finish him off on our turn. Probably the first thing we do. Yep. Hit him with a devious move. Here I'm trying to get that speech mission, doing the 50 damage with a speech attack. Unfortunately, he didn't have enough HP to do 50 damage with a speech attack, and so we only got we didn't get to the 50 we need. And at this point, I basically decided I'm not going to try for it. There's very little chance I'm going to be able to get that much damage in one attack against the boss, and so I'm better off just trying to finish him off. Rivolo is going to get that title, unfortunately, but there's very little I can do about it at this moment. Here we go. Hit Roche with an arrow. And Feilin actually can't get to him. She's being blocked off by her companion. So I'm going to bring her over to the side so she can go around behind him next turn and help finish him off. There's the reinforcements, but they're too late. The smuggler boss is going to go down before they can get here. So shoot him in the knee here. There we go. I don't think the smuggler boss is probably from Skyrim, but you never know. And bring Feilin over, and let's just assassinate him just for old time's sake. There we go. Stab him in the back. And there the boss goes down. We get our aggressive fight completed, which means Rivolo does get the speech one, unfortunately. And that is the end of that expedition. Excellent. The smugglers lie defeated at your feet. Hattis makes it clear that there's more of that to come if the smugglers don't leave this island quickly. The crew's physical prowess has intimidated the boss, and they run away. And we get Roche's treasure. There we go. Oh, and for our option, we can get a treasure hunt, plus 20-25 gold from additional treasure hunts, extra study based on our current level of survivalist, which we don't have one, and extra study based on our current level of engineer. And we do have a bunch of engineers, obviously, so let's give Wang that bonus. That will be very nice later. And our expedition was a success overall. Very nice. And we got the Retriever of Treasure bonus because of that Roche's treasure right at the end there. Just a nice little bonus. All right, overall aggressive. There's all the treasures we picked up. Pretty good haul, actually. And there's all the resources. We still didn't get the 50 gold that we need for Hattis's bonus, but that's okay. We'll get there eventually. I should point out, by the way, while we have a moment, that right now, Renowned Explorers is doing a bonus event for the next 80 hours, which is until this Saturday. You can upload pictures of any time that you have completed the game and earned a bunch of treasure. And if we earn enough treasure as a community over the 80 hours, we'll unlock a bonus content for the game, which is very nice. Okay, that box was just saying that Rivolo got a free title from helping the elderly while we were busy. But he's also offering us a title if we refrain from doing 2-star expeditions. If we only do 3-star or higher expeditions from now on, he'll give us a free title worth 2 porcelain points. Pretty good. I'm going to take that challenge because I had no desire to do Mali or the Caribbean anyway. I might have done the Hungarian fort, but it's worth it to not do that in order to get a free title. Excellent. Now we have to send a report to a welcoming city, either to Constantinople for their entourage hall or to New Orleans for their trinket shop. And I think in this case, I'm going to take that entourage hall. I really like entourages. They give you some really nice skills, and since we need engineer skills to complete these titles, we might get lucky and find an entourage who does that for us. Let's level up Wang. He can either get an extra 10 spirit, or he can get an extra study whenever we resolve an encounter as aggressive. And I'm going to take that. That's a really easy choice. We got a new option there, Trained Quick Thinker, to have a level 3 Quick Thinker, and Student of Studying for unlocking research points. Those should be really easy to get. And in fact, let's look at our tech trees now. We unlocked the other 4 because we've done our second mission. Anthropology, which helps if you want to do fights with a chosen attitude, like aggressive, like we're going to. There's Nature Sciences, which is really good if you want to get a lot of research. Engineering for gold, and Psychology for status. Because we have Hattis, we're going to focus on gold. And so we're going to unlock engineering. This gives us a tool for every expedition right at the start, which, again, I love tools. They really, really help for those roles that you really need to make and don't have quite the skill points to do naturally. And we can get 1 to 3 research additional from collect. That's great. We're going to end up getting every other skill in engineering eventually. But I really want to get that one on the bottom right that's covered by the dialog box right now. You'll see it in a second. That gives you +3 supplies. That's really helpful later on. But we're going to get all of those. We're going to max out engineering. If you max out that tech tree, it gives you +50% renown for all your gold tokens, which will come in handy. All right. Let's see what our jobs look like. So we have the same jobs we had available before for study, for point of resolve, or not resolve, I should say, insight. And we're going to do that so that we can unlock one more tree here. And we can get treasure hunt, or we can get +2 collect whenever a rogue or an engineer succeeds on the adventure wheel. And we're going to get that one. Not only does it lead to the supply one, which I really want, but +2 collect every time any of our people basically succeed on a wheel is really good. And while we're at it, let's spend the rest of our insight getting some more study. It's not going to quite add up to enough to get another research point, but it'll put us well on our way into finishing that tech tree next time. All right. We needed 100 for the next tech tree, and we only have 80. But that's fine. We should probably get an entourage of some sort. Let's take a look. We have a specialist here who can give us the quick thinker perk that we don't have yet. That's really, really nice, the wits perk. We don't have that one, and furthermore, Hatise can't learn it naturally. She can learn unpredictable and nimble. So that's a really good one to give her. Not only will it give her an additional quick thinker level, which is great on its own, but it will complete that quest that we just got for having a level 3 quick thinker in our group. There we go. 29 to 19. Not as good as it was, but we're still ahead. All right. Well, now we should look at our trinket shop. We got a new one. Let's look at all the different trinkets we have access to. We got our storytelling, which, Phelan could actually use. She can learn it naturally, so it's not that good. But we could give her the engineer perk instead if we wanted to give her this item. Okay. 10 armor. All right. Quick thinker wits. We just gave Hatise that. Tactician military, naturalist astronomy, and diplomat politics. We don't care too much about any of those. Let's go look at our old shop. Okay, obviously we have the machete, diplomat, okay, quick thinker, 2 quick thinker perks, archaeologist, 2 beguiler perks, but Phelan already knows one of those, beautiful smile, so it's probably not worth giving her that one, unless we really need that extra perk. Tactician survivalist, and a naturalist and an engineer perk, engineer combustion, which none of our people have yet. So that could be very useful. Now, we can't give any of them it yet because all of our crew members already are holding the wrench. And until they level up one more time, they won't get the extra trinket slot they need to hold a second trinket. But since we have the money now, we could go ahead and level this shop up. That will let us have access to chemistry set for the next time we come back from the world map, if we've gotten a level on one of our people and they can hold that extra item. Or we can now buy some attack gloves, which will give us a little bit of a better chance on our next expedition. And I think we're going to do that. Right now, 2 of our characters have the very, very lowest level attack gloves, and one of them doesn't even have an attack item. She has a book. And we're going aggressive, so we should give her some gloves if we can. There we go. Let's look around. We're going to give the master gloves to Hatise. I like giving strong attack items to people with strong AoEs. And since Hatise's piercing shot is a really, really strong AoE move, I want to give her the best attack gloves I can. And then we'll replace the book that Phelan has with a good gloves as well. Or a decent gloves, I should say. Just to give her a little bit more attack power. Excellent. All right. Well, I think we're going to decide what expedition we go on next episode, not this one. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you come back next time to see which expedition we choose and how our Trials vs. Rivalo go. In the meantime, if you liked the video, give it a like. If you want to know when I upload more stuff, subscribe to the channel. And leave any comments below if you have any advice or if you like what you saw. 29 to 19. we're doing okay. Not as good as we were last time, but we're still ahead. Hopefully we can continue that trend in the next episode, which will not be post-commentated. Thank you very much. I will see you guys later. Have a good day, and goodbye.